Welcome back, friends. Today we have another do-it-yourself gunsmithing project here on the bench. We are going to chamfer the chambers here in my Smith & Wesson 686 stainless steel revolver. This is a 38 Special 357. We're going to use it in competition, so we want the reloads to be nice and easy. So we are going to put a nice little chamfer on each one of these chambers here so we can get reloads in without getting hung up. Now to do this, I guess you could do it with a Dremel tool. I wouldn't suggest doing that. I think you need to have the proper tool for the proper job. And in this case, you can go to Brownells and purchase this chamfering tool slash crown cutter. This is a 1/2 inch diameter, 45 degree, and you can get the whole kit. You get the handle, the cutter, and the specific pilot for your chamber or for your caliber. And it's going to run you about $100 on Brownells. Brownells gets these from Pacific Tool and Gauge. Brownells was out of theirs, so I just went ahead and called these guys direct. You can actually save about $25 by doing that, but make sure it is in stock. I would suggest you call them on the phone to check rather than just place an order over the internet. But you get the handle and you get the cutter, and then for whichever caliber you're going to use, I decided to go ahead and do this myself because I have another gun to do right behind this, and so I'll actually save money by doing it myself. Plus I like doing things myself. This is just held in place with a little set screw, and so there's the tool you need. And the way it's going to work, it's going to go in there like that, and we're just going to cut it by hand. I would also suggest, I've seen people hold this and do it. I've seen people do this without the pilot, and if you do that, the cutter is going to change angles on you. If you use the pilot, then it's going to be held in place and it'll be cutting 45 degrees just the way you want it. The other thing I'm going to do is we're going to chuck this thing up here in my vise, but I'm also going to take some spent casings and we're going to put them in here so it'll hold the ejector star in place, and we're just going to do these one at a time. You might notice this blue coloring here. What I've done is I've sprayed some Dicam, and that is kind of a blue layout fluid that machinists used. They can use it for marking, cutting, or whatever, and that's what we're going to do. So as we cut this material away, you'll be able to see the nice shiny new stainless steel against the blue Dicam, and then we'll be able to kind of keep track of our work. So let's go ahead and get this started. I'm going to set up the camera. We're going to get a little better angle for you so you can see what's going on, and then we'll start the cutting. Okay, I think we got a little better angle here. We're going to start off with this first hole here. We're going to use just a little bit of cutting fluid here. If you don't have cutting fluid, I mean, this is not going to be high speed, so it really doesn't matter too much. I'm going to get some on the cutter. And you can use ram oil or whatever. It's 3-in-1, whatever you got laying around. Like I said, this isn't high speed, so it's not going to make that much difference. And we're just going to put the cutter down in there, and you're going to want to go clockwise just with a little bit of pressure, and you'll feel it start to grab as you cut, and then it will smooth out. Like I said, I've got a couple more guns to do, so this is going to be cost effective for me to do it as well rather than send it out. I did send my titanium cylinder out to off my 929 to TK because, you know, it was titanium, and titanium will just eat one of these cutters up pretty quick. Let's check our work there. Okay, you can see we're starting to make a little progress here. You can see how the Dicam's going away. I'm going to take a brush, to tell you the truth, and I'm going to knock those shavings off. little bit of pressure is all you need. And you want to go clockwise on this. Just check our work again. It's looking pretty good. Don't have to take a whole bunch off. We're going to go just a little bit more than that. And it gets smoother as you go. And the good thing about the Dicom is you'll be able to see from chamber to chamber if you're keeping them all the same. Now that looks pretty good there. So what we're going to do is we're going to move these out, and we're going to go to the next hole. Well, it takes about 15 minutes or so, and here's our finished product, and it looks great. We just have a lot of metal shavings there. And by the way, while you're doing this process, make sure that you get a toothbrush or something, and maybe, you know, a couple different times for each chamber, clean off all those metal shavings and put some more oil on there, and then continue on with your cutting, and that'll make things a lot smoother. The next process here we're going to have to do is get this thing completely apart, because there are a ton of metal shavings in here now. Get all this Dicom off, and then I'll show you how easy where reload goes in there. Well, I've got it all cleaned up now, looking good. See if you guys can see the chamfering on this. Pretty proud of our little work, our little DIY project here. And like I said, the cutting tool has already paid for itself, because I have at least one other 686 to do, and then another gun on top of that. So man, just think of the gig you could have if you did 10 of these a day sitting at the gun store for, oh, I don't know, 75 bucks a pop. It's pretty good change. And see, man, those go in pretty good. It's gonna be hard to tell until we actually get it into the gun, but I mean, they go in nice and easy now. And I can tell you that it made a huge difference on my 929. Makes all the difference in the world when you're trying to get a fast reload. So there you are, folks. Do it yourself. Save yourself some money. Don't be afraid. It's pretty easy to do. So until next time, you guys keep the muzzle pointed downrange, and we hope to see you down the road. Adios.